Speed Racer dominated Japanese airwaves for exactly 1 year, from April 1967 to March 1968, cranking out 52 episodes of high-octane chaos that would reshape Saturday mornings forever. But beneath that white helmet and checkered flag lived secrets darker than any villain's plot. Stories that proved this wasn't just colorful racing action, but something far more complex and occasionally disturbing. The show's creators at Tatsunoko Productions had global ambitions from day one, and they built their series accordingly. They deliberately crafted a stateless visual setting that felt more Western than distinctly Japanese. A calculated move that would pay massive dividends. No school uniforms cluttered the screen. The violence was toned down compared to typical anime of the era, and they produced everything in full color. Unlike their previous black and white series, Space Ace, every design choice pointed toward one goal: make this show export-friendly and syndication-ready for international markets hungry for animation. The strategy worked brilliantly, letting Speed Racer slide into American Saturday morning lineups without feeling too foreign or inaccessible. The trade-off was a slightly generic aesthetic, but that universality became the show's superpower. It could be anywhere, so it belonged everywhere. When Fuji TV premiered the show in April 1967, they made an unprecedented gamble that would define its launch. The first 2 episodes aired completely without sponsors or commercials. A huge risk for 1967 Japanese television, where ad revenue kept shows alive and networks profitable. By the time the show launched, 3 episodes were already in the can, and the network executives bet everything that pure content alone could hook audiences without the usual commercial interruptions. They were betting viewers would demand more, based solely on the show's merits. It paid off spectacularly. Speed Racer became an instant hit, proving that sometimes you need to race without a safety net. Imagine a modern streaming platform dropping 2 episodes with 0 ads and trusting viewers to demand more based on content alone. That's essentially what Fuji TV pulled off in 1967. Our hero's name carries its own fascinating history. Speed Racer wasn't always Speed Racer. In Japan, our favorite driver was Go Mifune, a direct homage to legendary actor Toshiro Mifune, the samurai icon who starred in Seven Samurai and Yojimbo. This wasn't just a random name choice, but a deliberate cultural tribute to one of Japanese cinema's greatest stars. When the show crossed the Pacific Ocean for American television, translators faced a decision. They could keep the reference that American kids wouldn't understand, or create something new. They swapped that cultural tribute for something snappier and infinitely more marketable: Speed Racer. The Americanization stripped away the Easter egg, but gave us a name that screamed exactly what the show delivered. Think about it carefully. Would Go Mifune and the Mach Five have hit the same way at your local UHF station? The name change was the ultimate rebrand, turning a cinematic reference into pure adrenaline-fueled simplicity. Here's where scheduling gets strange and reveals the behind-the-scenes drama of 1960s television programming. Midway through the run, right at episode 13, the show shifted time slots from the 7 p.m. prime hour down to 6:30 p.m. For a hit series pulling strong ratings, that's usually a red flag signaling network troubles or advertiser concerns. But Speed Racer kept racing without missing a beat, maintaining its audience despite the schedule shake-up. Maybe the network wanted to capture the after-school crowd earlier, or maybe primetime couldn't handle that much cartoon carnage week after week. Either way, the move demonstrates how even successful shows had to navigate the whims and politics of 1960s TV programming. Speed adapted faster than the Mach Five switching gears, and the fans followed wherever the network placed it. The American version we all remember exists because of one man's incredible effort. Peter Fernandez wasn't just the English producer of Speed Racer. He was practically a one-man dubbing empire who shaped every aspect of the show's Western identity. He wrote all the English dialogue, transforming Japanese scripts into something American kids could follow. He directed the voice sessions, guiding actors through the rapid-fire delivery that became the show's signature. Most impressively, he personally voiced both Speed Racer and Racer X, giving the brothers their distinct American sounds that millions of fans still remember. But Fernandez didn't stop there. He also rearranged the iconic theme song's melody to better suit American musical tastes and penned those English lyrics we all still hum decades later. Few localized anime have ever seen a single creative force exert that much control over every layer of adaptation. It's like if one person translated Lord of the Rings, narrated the audiobook, composed the score, and played half the characters. Fernandez's fingerprints touched everything, shaping the version that defined the franchise for millions of Western fans. When Speed Racer hit United States syndication, it underwent more than translation. It got completely overhauled for American sensibilities. American producers localized every single character name, turning the Mifune family into the Racers and tweaking dozens of others for easier pronunciation by English-speaking voice actors and recognition by American children. The show had a fascinating continuity quirk that slipped past most American viewers, but reveals how localization can actually improve consistency. In the original Japanese run, Trixie cycled through 3 different voice actresses across the series. Yoshiko Matsuo voiced her for episodes 1 through 4, then Iko Sugita took over for episodes 5 through 9, and finally, Michiko Nomura completed the run from episodes 10 through 52. Each actress brought slightly different energy to the character. Meanwhile, the English dub kept Corinne Orr as Trixie's consistent voice throughout the entire series, providing continuity the original lacked. Japanese audiences heard Trixie's personality shift subtly across those early episodes as actresses changed, while Americans got one unified performance from start to finish. Orr's steady portrayal became the definitive Trixie for Western fans, proving that sometimes the dub actually provides more character consistency than the original. Now let's talk about the twist that everyone remembers, but still hits different every time. Racer X, that mysterious masked driver racing the number 9 shooting star, was Rex Racer all along, Speed's long-lost older brother who ran away from home years earlier. The show didn't keep this subtle or save it for a finale revelation either, making the secret identity explicit to viewers while keeping Speed in the dark. Rex shadowed his younger brother through multiple rescues and rivalries, always watching, always protecting, never revealing the truth. The emotional weight of a sibling watching from the shadows, bound by his own choices never to reveal himself, added genuine dramatic stakes to what could have been just another cartoon racing show. Racer X had the cooler car and the better mystique. Speed got the spotlight and the glory, but Rex owned the intrigue and the tragedy. The villains in Speed Racer brought schemes that would make James Bond. Antagonists looked subtle and reserved by comparison. Take the absolutely absurd Mammoth Car, a 200-ton monster built almost entirely from $50 million in stolen gold bars. This wasn't just big, it was a mobile Fort Knox on wheels. The criminals entered it into the no-limit world race as the ultimate smuggling operation, planning to race it across international borders where it couldn't be searched, then melt it down and cash out on the other side. The plan spectacularly backfires when it crashes into an oil refinery, and the intense heat literally melts the car back into gold, exposing the heist in the most dramatic way possible as liquid gold pours across the ground. Flashmarker Jr.'s revenge plot stands as one of the show's darkest storylines. He wanted payback for his father's death and engineered it with cold, calculated precision. The X3 was his weapon of choice, a revenge car piloted by a robot dummy and controlled remotely like a deadly drone. His targets were specific members of the Three Roses Club, the racing group he held responsible for his father's death. The X3 deliberately crashed into and killed its victims in what looked like racing accidents. Then, it pulled a twisted trick worthy of a mystery novel, swapping bodies with another car called the Melange to masquerade as a different vehicle over the same chassis, throwing off investigators. The darkest storyline in the entire series belongs to the GRX, and it's genuinely disturbing even by today's standards. This experimental race car wasn't just dangerous due to mechanical issues. It was a death machine with an actual body count. The series explicitly states this beast caused fatal crashes that killed 4 test drivers, all thanks to its dangerous engine design that was too powerful for humans to control. But here's where it gets truly sinister and moves into psychological horror territory. Drivers were secretly dosed with V-gas, a chemical compound that triggered extreme, unbearable thirst. Curly Cranem became one of the show's most tragic figures when he falls victim to this deadly combination. He dies when the GRX crashes after he gulps water during a pit stop, not knowing he's been drugged. His sudden fear literally kills him behind the wheel as he loses control of the overpowered vehicle. It's psychological horror meets motorsport, a storyline that weaponizes basic human needs and makes drinking water a death sentence. The GRX arc represents Speed Racer at its absolute darkest, proving this cartoon could deliver genuine nightmare fuel to kids who thought they were just watching race cars go fast. These weren't isolated dark moments either. The show consistently pushed boundaries that modern children's programming wouldn't dare approach. From killer engines and robot assassins to golden smuggling machines and elaborate revenge plots, Speed Racer packed more wild storytelling into 52 episodes than most shows manage in 5 seasons. It respected its young audience enough to show them consequences, danger, and genuine loss alongside the checkered flags and victory laps. Behind the bright colors and that unforgettable theme song lived a show unafraid to race into darkness.